What's happening, collective? I gotta be honest with y'all. I'm a little pissed off right now. It's not gonna impact the reading. It's not going to, you know what I'm saying, cast a shadow over anything, but I'm just a little irritated. Let me give you a little clue in as to why. Alright, so by the way, this is a collective reading, and the springboard or launching pad I want to use. What happens when people who love you, this could be family, friends, lovers, obviously. What happens when they give you advice or they give you what they would call a measure of, I'm down with you, I care, best interest in mind, whoop de whoop. But the energy they're coming from, it almost rubs you the wrong way. Like, say for instance, you're having a great day, you know what I'm saying? I'm being super arbitrary here, but let's say you've made a couple beats, you've made some songs, you've played your instrument, you done gone to the bank, everything's cool, you paid a couple bills, made a couple calls, etc., 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 and all the rest. And you talk to this loved one or partner for a series of minutes. And everything starts great, you know what I mean? Small talk, as we call it, small little casual conversation. And then as the conversation evolves, it's almost like their energy or their, I'll call it, presiding outlook over you, if that makes sense. It becomes so apparent, and in every exchange, you're just a little bit more, God damn, can't you ever be happy for me? Can't you ever just be like, that's what's up? Enjoy your Friday. That's what's up. I'm proud of the progress you made. Succinct, small, fucking priceless messages like that. Like I said, I'm more irritated. I'm not somber, super irate. I'm just irritated. Anyway, that explains a little bit of my mood. It's not gonna impact anything. I'm still gonna come through for y'all. All right, so we're gonna do a collective reading about somebody that is particularly, they may want the best for you, but their energy towards your actual soul or the character you represent, it may be a little off. So, opening from my New Orleans Tarot, we have High Priestess, and this deck is called the Elusive Priestess. So, something may be under the surface that you're aware of. You can't put your finger on it, but as I just said, you're just like, why the fuck do you always have to put it in this? And they'll never see it this way. They'll never be like, you were right. It's always just some nod and some, this may be a very religious person, nothing against religious people per se. It's just this idea that all they have to do is say God and everything gets nullified. They don't have to take any accountability, right? Second card coming out. Shuffle. But I feel like someone, perhaps myself, perhaps many of you, you're gonna find peace in this. Or, two ways of looking at this. Either you're a high priest, and because you realize such elementary beef or drama, you always maintain peace. Or you're the high priestess, and you're the high priestess, and maybe peace is all you want right now. Because, as a few great content creators would say, the more you know, the more your wisdom accumulates, sorrow somehow finds you, right? I'm going to do one more card from this deck, and then I'm going to switch it over to the Cat People Tarot. Y'all got from my collective, finding their way. Again, sometimes you gotta laugh at this kind of shit because it's not that your day is ruined, but a certain if you've ever observed ocean waves, like there's been this one huge wave that's come in and reshuffled your whole, no pun intended, reshuffled your whole like mode of being, if you will. Here we go. New beginnings. So it's almost like you don't need people's opinions. You don't need people's drops in. What am I saying? Drops in. You don't need people to drop in all this, what they would call, that's a sign for me to leave this deck alone right now. You don't need their advice. And again, to the dogmatic mind, it's almost like you're ungrateful, you're defensive, you don't listen, you're headstrong, all these adjectives, all this crap. And that's not who you are, because you have peace. You have peace because you have new beginnings. But the new beginnings may be hidden because you, my friend, can see in the dark. All right? I'm not trying to be silly or corny. You have embodied, you may have a real connection to owls, cats, even the snake in a sense, not in a deceptive way. The snake represents transformation and is the only animal that can, or one of the few animals that can transition between the earth and the airplanes and water, right? Almost alluding to dragon energy, so you may have a special correlation with dragons as well. This high priestess isn't just about, you know, even though the owl and the crow, they get most of the clout because, you know, they're kind of your classic medium or familiar animals, but you as a high priestess or high priest, you have a new beginning and you have peace. However, when people, and you know what the sad part about all this is? They don't even know they're doing it. So by the time the conversation hits the fourth quarter, it's almost like you stay quiet, owl, or, you know, silent watcher. You stay quiet because you don't want to stir the pot even more. But to their elementary mindset, they see it as, oh my God, you know, we were just talking fun. And again, they don't know they're doing it. In a way, you almost have to, it's like watching, say you're a martial arts instructor and you're watching your student execute a form, right? You know they messed up when they were supposed to execute a high block or a flying side kick. But you have to watch and just kind of, you know, you can choose your own gesture, but you have to just kind of admire how much they're trying to get you, all right? Because you're not really meant to be gotten, if that makes sense. So we have the Queen of Cups. You could have, this could be somebody's mom. It could be the mother of your children. It could be like, again, this, and I know this is accurate because it's a female energy that really, really loves you. But when it comes to their personality and how they see things, they may be a little controlling and they may not know how to emit that in a way that knows how to really chill out, you know. May have a lot of Mars in their chart. I'm sensing a very like, she's not evil. She could be, but her energy is dominated by aggression and why don't you do this? Why don't you do it? Like, it doesn't know how to kind of take that Venusian path, right, of chilling out. Next up, we have the Six of Wands, right? So you may be dealing with a lot of craftsmanship at this time. You may be getting deeper into your study and not really worrying about what other people think, which is why you have peace, and that's why your new beginnings are coming in with rapid speed at that. And the only reason people are bothered by that partially is because they're stuck in that strawman paradigm of, y'all know how it goes. If it was me, then I would do. If it was me, Or a variation of that would be, well, when I was your age, I did this, and when I was your age, all this type of fill in the blank, if I was you bullshit, and it really doesn't mean anything. It's just a unhealthy amplification of their ego. We have the Ace of Swords. So you may have to, I feel like this is for a lot of you, you may have to hear me very carefully. This is I'm going to do an 8-card spread. You may very carefully have to say how you feel, but here's the rub. Don't say it to them. I feel like in the past you've said this to people, and if it does come out right, it's not received. If it comes out wrong, then obviously same result. So it's something about you facing your own self, and that's another element of the High Priestess. It's not about, oh, I know everything, I'm going to be quiet. It's about knowing stuff to the very extent that you could say it out loud to the mirror. Easier said than done, by the way. You could say something to yourself that might piss you off, but at the end of the day, you got to think about it. You got to think about the turf. If you know everything, if you're this wise night creature, you should be able to stand. It's an example. You should be able to look at the sun coming up and say, damn, in a few hours or a few minutes, I'm going to have to go in my hollow of my tree. I'm going to have to witness another, day in this world. And I'm not talking about like deletion or anything serious like that. I'm just saying, if you claim that you know a lot and that you are enlightened, then there's no way that you shouldn't be able to speak powerful truths, even if it's only to yourself. All right? Because when you learn how to do that, yes, you get your Ace of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles is obviously talking about earthly wealth. Most apparent answer would be money. This could also be just your internal value, Ace of Pentacles. So you have 2 aces. And I feel like this person, this Queen of Cups, they want you to have the Ace of Pentacles, but they want you to have it in like a traditional way. And because of that, no matter how much you try to talk about it or break it down to them, you could tell them the same message 7 times. You could say it with vocabulary. You could say it politely. Their concept, because they're not versed in the worlds of energy, magic, if you will, synchronicity, the unseen world. They're so absent-minded when it comes to that. That's the point I was making with the religious thing. I wasn't saying, that's bad. What I'm saying is their allegiance psychically is so grounded in dogma, they don't have the ability to be like, oh shit, this person envisions wealth and value the same way I want for them. But once again, if it were me, I would do that. And sometimes you got to do things you don't. And some all of that fluff has to include the word me and I. So they can't even divorce themselves from that mode of thinking. All right, we're going to get one more card. I always say that and then I end up pulling 2, but that's just how I be sometimes. A lot of you are artists, and you're right at that threshold where you want to kind of get your shit out there, get your material distributed, pardon me. Whew! Can't make this shit up. Can't make it up. High Priestess. High Priestess. You have 2 High Priestesses in the same reading, so you are extremely advanced, right? You're extremely advanced. Normally, I would say, oh, there's somebody watching you that knows something. However, I will say this. It's quite possible that this Queen of Cups knows something about you. This could be, I'm going to just say it because it's flowing in me. It could be inheritance. It could be something you're owed. It could be something that you're walking into that you don't know about. And because you don't know about it, your conception of what's in front of you has been altered. That's called manipulation, by the way. So your Ace of Pentacles is coming to you regardless. What I just said, it was a scenario for someone, okay? I hope that's not true. What I think it is this, you may not even be aware of how mighty you are on the unseen realm. And the reason is also because you would never abuse that power. And because you would never abuse it, it's brought you much peace. It's given you loads of new beginnings. In some instances, and this is still to come, but maybe you've achieved well from this. But again, it all comes with this as well. As people say nowadays, standing on it. All right, this last card. See, I told you I was going to do 8, but all right. It's your last card for my collective, and then we're going to wrap it up. And I want to thank all of you for watching. I want to show my appreciation. Like I said, when I initially started this particular video, I was a little upset, but power of transmutation, right? Last card for my collective. This type of shuffling. That's all right. What do we got here? We have the Hangman. So somebody is this. Okay, I can't end on that. I need explanation. Then we're going to end. I promise you. So somebody is suspended. Pisces energy. Kind of lost in their head. Okay. Alright. So this is what I have to tell you. And this kind of coincides with how I was feeling. Somebody is keeping you stuck through their words. But guess what? They don't really know that they're dealing with a legend. Like you have supreme rank in, certain realms. I'll put it that way. And that brings you peace. And you may be somebody who can't stay at one job for too long. Into a very traditional, entrenched mind that's, not cool or unstable or wishy-washy, whatever. People are going to say what they're going to say, right? But this person, they really don't know how to love you another way. And this could be family. It's not resigned to just, the traditional love thing, or could be a friend too. But that mentality, which I feel like you've already broken, is keeping you stuck. It's reversing who you know that you are. Because remember, you were crowned with the High Priestess. So you may even be like a motivational speaker. These two aces are going to feed one another. So the more money you make, the more you'll be able to speak your truth. The more you speak your truth, the more those currents are going to join forces. Yes? And then remember, you may be somebody who's loving, but I really feel like this is this character who is, again, they don't even know they're doing it, right? They have such a low conception of kind of what true love is, what love can be expressed through words. I feel like this is a very materialistic person. Their conception of it is so elementary, right? But they do love you. It's just when it comes to expressing it, all they can do is speak on what they would do if they were in your position, not realizing you are a damn owl with four wings in this bitch. Pardon my language. My point is, you got the fucking juice. Like, you have all kinds of creative potential. This is in the earthly plane. This is in corporate America. This is in Tarot world. This is in whatever aspect, whatever canvas is in front of you. You're like already the best. I'm not trying to gas you up. I'm just saying, like, sometimes if you're really talented, I've noticed this with people. If you look up some of the greatest musicians or artists in history, they were very shy. They always slept on themselves. They suffered from depression. Some even were loners, you know. And that's regardless of race, genre, craft, whatever. You can look in the great rock legends, soul music, jazz music. You do your own research. But they always had this complex about themselves, almost as if to say, why do I deserve this talent? My life, you know, you may have been through a certain trauma in your life. You may have been, you know, victim of something that wasn't your fault, okay? And because of that, there's always this shadow of, really? Me? Is it me? Is it me? And take it for what it's worth. That's not fun. But it's almost like a weird... It's almost, and I'm about to get out of here, but it's like a weird spiritual transaction that took place when that happened. You know, it's like because you endured, you get to reap the benefits of the high priestess. But guess what? This is also a lonely road because you can't go around, you know, unless you're around like-minded people. And even then, it's quite dangerous. You can't go around saying, I'm the high priestess, I'm the high priestess. One, it's going to get old. Two, people think you're strange. And three, you're going to sell it as shit. It's like having... It's like having a black card in your wallet. I don't have one yet. And going around and telling everybody versus being the dude at the bar, the restaurant, what have you, and he just pulls it out. You know what I'm saying? The power of presence, as it were. So I'm going to leave it there. If people irritate you, especially people who are close to you that have known you for a long time, and you embody this energy, just try to forgive them. Try to transmute whatever they put into your head into what you want it to be. All right? Because I promise you, when that happens, new beginnings will show directly at your doorstep, and you will be all the better for it. I want to thank you for watching this video. I hope you have a great rest of your Friday. I'm probably going to roll a few more out before the day concludes here. All right? I will see y'all in the next one. Peace.